Hello, vanakkam and welcome back. Yesterday, it was a lot of football action happening with the group of death matches of Hungary taking on France and Portugal taking on Germany. Let's first talk about the Hungary against France match. Hungary was playing at home and they had the home support. France had a lot of chances but they kept missing it. And then finally before halftime, Hungary took the lead and then everything changed. The most appreciable thing about France is that they kept playing as though it was still goalless. If you removed the fans, if you remove the voice, if you remove the sound from that stadium, and you look at the mentality of France players, it was as if they were playing thinking that it's still a goalless match. And I think that mentality of France is what gave them that goal. Calm, composed, and kept trying. And the goal that Griezmann scored, if not for the Hungarian defender's touch, I don't think France would have scored. Mbappe gets the ball from the side and then the defender thinks he can wait, and then when Mbappe cuts in, he can just put his leg in and then put it out for a corner. But Mbappe is too quick. The play was predictable. He did cut in, but the thing is Mbappe was too fast. The defender, before putting his legs, the ball is already through. And then when the ball comes in, Griezmann actually is not on line with the ball. Actually, he's behind the ball. And if the Hungarian defender didn't put his leg in, it would have just gone past Griezmann like that and they wouldn't have scored. Since the ball took the deflection of the Hungarian defender and then slowly falls for Griezmann, it was just a sitter for Griezmann. Just tap it in and it's a goal. And he didn't miss that. Deschamps did some changes to actually make the attack stronger. Giroud coming in, Benzema out, and then Dembele went in and then got substituted again, and then Tolisso went in, but it had no effect. Even though France kept attacking, even though France had a very good team, the results are not quite satisfying. Against Germany, it was an own goal, and then against Hungary, it was not a convincing win. So all these doubts about France would be answered with their game against Portugal. Now that brings us to the second game, Portugal against Germany. Now Germany went all in for this. Germany started off crazy and they even had a goal scored, but then that was turned down by an offside. What an acrobatic goal that was actually. Now the thing with Portugal is that counter-attack move by Portugal, I think that was like one of the best counter-attacks ever played in Euros. What composure. Now let's take a moment to appreciate Bernardo Silva's pass. What a ball to Diego Jota. From their own half, he runs all the way and then he has Bruno Fernandes to pass in the center, but then he risks it and then goes for this amazing ball to Diego Jota, who controls it on his chest, so calm and composed, and then passes it to Ronaldo to finish it. But then when I was watching it live, it happened so fast that I saw this ball going past this goalkeeper like this, but then I really thought that he messed up. But then there was Ronaldo who just tapped it in, and then when I saw the replay, at the last moment he waited till Neuer came out and then with his outside foot he just flicked the pass to Ronaldo, who was in line with Diego Jota, and then just tapped it in, and that's it. Game totally changed. And with that Ronaldo's goal, that was actually Ronaldo's first ever goal against Germans, and that marks Ronaldo's 107th goal of his international career. Now mind you, this was happening in Munich. This was happening in Germany. So the German fans did play a very crucial role in the first 20 minutes. Bernardo Silva's pass, Diego Jota's control, and that composure to pass it to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's finish, all he had to do was tap it in. And another important point here to discuss is Ronaldo did not go for this celebration. Now he appreciated Diego Jota's move, he appreciated Bernardo Silva's pass, so it was a team goal, so he didn't go for this. How many of you noticed that? Now Portugal were like back on level terms, and again, just like France, Germans' mentality was that they still didn't concede a goal and then they kept coming at it. The way they went wide near the penalty box and then had crosses coming in, Portugal were helpless. It was like Germans just giving you options, either you tap it in or I'll have my guy who's standing behind you to tap it in. The balls that were being fed across were so fast that you either score, as I already said, or there was another player waiting to score. It just exposed Portugal's defensive weakness, and then Germans just controlled the game. Portugal had no way back. After the third goal that Germany scored, Portugal were literally trying to reduce the goal margin. And we'll have to talk about Bruno Fernandes here, because Bruno Fernandes is so shy when it comes to Portugal, especially in this Euros. He has to step up his game. He has to have more possession of the ball, and he was literally absent from yesterday's game, and he was taken off as a result of his performance in the second half. And then João Moutinho comes in, and then Renato Sanchez comes in for Portugal, and then he takes a shot on target. I mean, it was so fast that Neuer didn't even move a muscle. He just looks like this, and then it hits the post and goes away. If Renato's shot had gone in, it would have changed the mentality of the Germans and the Portuguese. And then Portugal pulled one back with Diego Jota's goal, but Ronaldo's never gave up attitude because it was almost going in. Then Diego Jota just kicks it in and gives Portugal that crucial one goal. And I have to talk about Rafa, who came in the second half, and the fourth goal that Germany scored. I mean, what was Rafa doing there? He had to do the man marking, but then he just stopped and he's just looking. Without any resistance, they just scored the fourth goal. That was really unnecessary. If you put it all together, Renato's shot that could have gone in, that unnecessary fourth goal that Portugal conceded, I think it was a fairly entertaining game, fairly equal game, but the Germans dominated most of the game. But still, Portugal had their own chances, created their own chances. They never gave up, they fought till the end, but the result was 4-2 Germany. Now this puts Group F the most interesting group to watch. It's always been the most interesting group to watch, but now France take the lead with 4 points. Germany now coming from bottom with 3 points, Portugal with again 3 points, and Hungary with 1 point. That crucial 1 point that they earned yesterday against France. I think these matches exposed a lot of weaknesses for both Portugal and France, because France have not scored a convincing goal yet. So the match to watch out for would definitely be Portugal against France, because both these teams have to fight it out till the end. And Germany taking on Hungary would also be very interesting, because Hungary really proved what they could with world champions France. But on the other hand, Germans also proved that a bad start may not necessarily be a bad competition. Now let's talk about the last game of the night, which was Spain taking on Poland. Morata giving Spain the lead in the first half, and then Lewandowski's header gives Poland that 1 point that they needed. Spain are off to a horrible start in this competition, and they've still not found themselves together. Now Group E as of today stands like this: Sweden leading the group with 4 points, Slovakia with 3 points, Spain in third place with 2 points, and Poland with 1 point. The 1 point that they earned yesterday against Spain. So that was it for my roundup of the matches that happened yesterday, the group of death matches. It was a very interesting day of footballing action that happened. Today we also have an interesting lineup of matches. 2 matches we have today, and Italy take on Wales, which is going to be very interesting. But both these teams already booking their place in the top 16. I don't think they would go very hard, and they would be resting most of the key players. But still, it would be an interesting match to watch. Italy taking on Wales, and then Switzerland taking on Turkey. Now here's a quick quiz session for you guys. After Spain had a very bad day yesterday against Poland, again a 1-1 draw, which position is Spain in currently in their group? Comment your answers below, and the first person to comment the correct answer would get a shout out on my next video. I'll be meeting you guys again with my roundup tomorrow. Until then, signing off, Pradeep.